about ideas. And the idea here with my good friend Joshua Blackburn, Captain Blackburn, as I like to call him, is that we're going back, we're thinking about in our imagination and talking, what would we say to our younger selves? Josh, good afternoon.
Good
It
afternoon.
Is this your lunch break? It's my lunch break.
Kind of.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
break away from the norm.
Right. Well, the last thing we talked about at the end of last week was that a subject we could approach is that of spending time with children. It became sort of a firestorm for a friend of mine, Justin Murphy, put on his Twitter that he did not like spending time with his boy, or just that 10 minutes was all he could really muster, 10 minutes a day. And throwing the ball, it was just didn't, and his 4-year-old kid. And was he a monster? He was asking. And I mean, I could really sympathize with him. It's really hard. It's really hard to spend time with kids for me. I love kids, and I'm actually pretty good with kids. And after about 10 minutes, 10 minutes is a long time.
There should be a commercial break.
Go to commercial.
Oh, that's a tough. I'm fascinated starting off with that example. Am I a monster? Probably not. Yeah.
He's a young professional writer throwing the baseball. One thing I said is like, oh,
well, it's hard to throw a baseball with a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I'm always wanting to contextualize things. Yeah, it can be hard connecting with people that aren't like us. 4-year-olds are very much like us, but not like us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, time and children. I don't know. I was gonna say before we got on, it's like I have theories. One of my big theories is like the place to give the most time is in the first 4, 5, 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
See, my theory is opposite.
Yeah, and that's more of like just trying to take a developmental perspective. Like that's when we're forming people, and we're doing it with fewer words, lots less words actually. It's a lot of modeling. Yeah, like as we get older, like we can use higher cognitive functions like stories.
Yeah,
dialogue.
You're saying like particularly with spending time, like being there,
being present,
earlier better. But I feel like that's sort of the mom's job early, as they can't really remember much. Or whoever's staying home's job, so that we can. My idea is that I heard this and I really liked it. I think it's kind of what I did, is spent a lot of time working on my craft early on, and then so that I had more time later on to spend with them when they can remember me, or when they would resent me for not being there. maybe that's a guilt thing. I'm not saying this is the right way. I'm just saying this is the thing that I've formulated in my head.
I hear you. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? We start off with an idea about how we should do things, and we pull these things. We pull these. Maybe I wouldn't say idea. Working model. There's a fun word for fun. Yeah. Like we're trying to come up with like, well, how do you do this thing? What's the best way to do this? What's a good way to do this? And you're going to make choices. We're all going to make choices.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like this whole spending time with your kids, when is it best? How to do it? How much is? I don't know. If I could go back in time, let me think here. Let's put this back in the frame.
Yeah.
What would I tell my younger self about spending time with your children?
Right. At the age of 20, did you 20? When did you get married? Was it a little later or was it a little earlier? Or
23. My oldest, like, I was 25 when she was born. 20, yeah, 25. I've been, yeah.
I was 27. Yeah, so mine
No.
was born. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I haven't worked out. I mean, of course, there's the other part of it is like the difficulty of spending time with our kids now that they're older. And
That's a different ballgame.
like, it's a completely different ballgame. Yeah, they're not a captive audience anymore. They are out there.
They're yeah.
And so sort of bringing them back in is the difficult part. Not
yeah, when they're in that first part, yeah, we would say the first 5 years, like they're pretty captive. And I'm with you. Like, it's difficult when I think back, because it's like, I don't know if I could have told myself, like, look, man, this is just gonna suck. You're gonna want to spend more time, but you're just gonna have to grind. Sorry. And oh, by the way, with what little bit of time that you have with them, it better be stellar. You need to show up with your absolute best self. Do not, under any circumstances, be your worst self. That's absolutely critical. I guess that's, for me, is like, if I could go back and just like look myself dead in the eyes, and it's like, look, if you gotta go for a drive or what, I don't care. You show up. You need to be stellar.
Well, what I hear you saying, and I don't know, this is
because
what I connect
it's
with.
this tiny window, right?
Like, well, and the vibes need to be good. This is what I hear you saying: is vibes need to be good, because that's all they're going to remember. They're just going to remember the vibes,
and the vibes are forming them, right?
Yeah,
like they're
that's true.
Informing them.
Yeah. Yeah. So if the vibe is you're a grumpy, mean dad, that's going to stick with them,
right?
The particulars or the facts, just the feeling like that's scary.
Their memories are going to be just like based on whatever, because memory's not accurate all the time.
Right.
So like I and I don't know. I mean, I know probably early on, like there's a desire to get it right. I don't know, like
But I mean, that speaks to the idea that instead of trying to do something that they like, do something that, you like, that they can like too. Like walking around at Walmart or something, taking them on errands.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, like any time is good time, as long as it's good time, like, I mean, I think our tone and our demeanor, like
anytime is good time. What did you say? Anytime. That was really good.
Anytime is good time.
As long as it's happy time,
the vibes
right?
Are good, right? Or maybe just good vibes. I don't know. Like happy might be a bit much. Like, do we really have to be happy all the time? That's just. Ugh.
That's a little weird, right? Yeah.
That's a lot. That's so heavy. Like, I don't think we can hit that consistently. But can we get good vibes? Chill vibes.
Yeah. Good.
Like,
like.
Because I mean, I share this every once in a while with people. I'm not a big adolescent and child counselor. I don't do any of that work. Have one class in that in grad school. Don't really do any continuing ed. I do a little bit of reading in that world just because I'm curious, but that's not what I practice. The professor showed us this picture off her cell phone that her 3-year-old had taken in line at the grocery store. And I tell people, like, I'd pay $1,500. I'd pay $1,500 just to see that photo, because what it did for me was share the perspective of like, what is it like to be 3? And we, as an adult, it's hard to really imagine, like, when you're 3, you're surrounded by giants.
Yeah.
And how, what's the impact of that on a person when, like, you're tiny and everyone else is like, if I can go back and tell my 20-year-old self, like, look, man, they're really tiny, and
Yeah.
I know it doesn't seem like a big deal to you, but when you're disagreeable or the vibe is kind of not so great, it's scary.
Mm.
You don't have to be violent. You just have to have your vibe off, and it scares the little people.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, man, that sucks. But you need to know that because it's important. You're informing.
And sometimes I think it's okay sometimes for them to be scared. I'm not, or at least I'm not saying that, because I agree with you. And it's okay for them to be scared sometimes because there's scary times.
That's always going to happen, right? Like that's unavoidable.
Right.
Be a human and not experience this. I guess the thing that I would tell myself is like, don't add to it. Right. Like, and because it's such I don't know, as a man, as like I'm 6'4" and 200, maybe I was a little lighter back then, but not much. I'm still 6'4", 6'3". Yeah. Maybe I shrunk a little. I don't know. I'm not small, right? Like, and if I get serious about something, I can get a little intense, which for some people can feel a little threatening. And I mean, that's insight that I have about myself now. I'm not sure if I really had that 20 years ago. And I needed that.
Interesting.
And I needed it in a way that like made sense. Right? That was kind of practical and was like, hey, you can do this. But you need a little bit of information.
Well, what do you do now to attenuate for that?
I'm extremely mindful of my own inner state and what I say and how I say it, because it impacts people. It's hard for me sometimes to watch my face. I mean, and I'll give you some interesting feedback that like my children are like, when we're out, there's been a couple of like situations where the feedback I get from my kids, they're like, so-and-so said that you kind of look like a mafia boss. And I'm like, mafia boss? What do you mean? I'm friendly. I'm a big, jolly guy. And then I realized that, like, when I'm out in public, I probably look like I'm going to kill you. Or you owe me money and I'm going to beat you. Like, I'm not always like, hi. I'm lost in my own world and I'm thinking, and I'm probably looking like this.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about something, but I don't recognize that my face is saying something like, you owe me money, back away.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting with the feedback I got is that I constantly get feedback from people outside of my home saying, I can't even picture you being angry. Like, I'm a pretty jolly and happy guy.
Right.
But my kids and my wife in particular, like, they think of me as a grumpy guy. I'm like, really? What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
I've had to work on that lately. Yeah. I guess because when I come home, it's kind of opposite of you. I get the thinking on, and I don't want to be interrupted. And out in public, I'm a social guy. Back home, maybe I started to feel, maybe I wasn't aware that my family sort of felt like an extension of me. So when I come home, I'm not out there, connecting. I'm more just sort of like recharging.
Hi, kids. How are we doing? It's good to see you. Right. You feel comfortable enough to like take your armor off or be vulnerable or just be messy. Sure. I mean, tying this back into time, I think the thing that was really playing in my brain here was like this element of like not just time with our kids, but it's like the quality of the time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like not even talking about quantity for a second. It's like, just notice emotions and how they relate to the quality of time with other people. Like if like a quality 1 minute might resonate for a lifetime. But on the other hand, it's like, get in the car, we're going to run errands together.
Yeah, I was so
we gotta do
grateful for
life.
when I had to take my my two that started the two oldest when had to take them to work. That was perfect. I loved taking them to work because I could spend time with them. It was and it was back to captive audience.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'll be honest, like the only way I get captive audience, I mean I get a little bit here and there, but like if I'm being real intentional, I have to feed them. It's like, get in the car, we're going to Waffle House.
Some good times.
Yeah, I mean it's like you get them in a booth, they're not going to run away. They're engaged in an activity with you. They feel a little of the extra special hot spotlight of attention when it's just one-on-one.
Well, I mean, that is the universal connector. We've talked about it before in terms of the Eucharist and stuff like that, but everybody has to eat. Everybody likes to eat. It's just like a universal pastime.
We're gonna bread together. We're gonna
And I mean, looking back, those were maybe not as easy when they were 4, 2 to 4, whatever.
Right.
But that was some quality time going. You put them in the special chair, you get them some pancakes, and everybody's happy. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm having some eggs, whatever. Yeah. I think that is a key piece there. Going out to eat. Now, of course, it costs money. So there is that piece. You can't do it all the time, but then again, the counting the cost, as we said before, there is a give and take.
Yeah. What are you going to give for it? Yeah.
That brings me to the idea, another idea I had, since we're only about halfway through. What about spending time? And so forgive me for just kind of yanking you in a different direction. So what about spending time with guy friends? Okay. Because I've found that it's something that I can't tell if it's necessary or not. I think it is, but it's hard to do at our age now. And maybe even actually, when I look back, it was hard then, especially because of all the young kid stuff.
Right.
Did you ever have like a guy friend where you had regular time to? Yeah, of course we did this. Well, actually, when we were young, we weren't doing this. When we were young parents, but you did have somebody that you went and talked theology with or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I can say I've been intentional, and I can also be grateful, because it's like, I don't know. Years ago, someone told me it's not we that pick our friends, but our friends who pick us. Right. So there's a part of this that's outside of our control, right? Somebody has to be willing to share their life with us, friends. So no, I mean, I've always kind of had somebody around that I'm intentionally spending some time with. I think the older I get, the more intentional I am. I mean, I kind of know, like, I'm not a big person to talk on the phone. So like every 6 weeks, on the long end 8, I've got a couple of guys that it's like, oh yeah, we're doing breakfast or spending time on a back porch. I've got a friend that lives up in Kentucky that I'll visit once or twice a year now. But but that's part of that's intentional. Like, I know that like we talk on the phone. Like, he's one of the few people I actually do talk on the phone with. And that's
good.
But yeah, having people in our lives that are not just people, dudes, men, for lots of reasons, stress relief, seeking counsel, I think it's just a good thing to be a friend.
Yeah.
I hear this with people all the time, like, I don't want to be a burden. And I'm like, well, but you're robbing people of the opportunity to serve.
Yeah, that's true.
Give them the opportunity to serve you. We need that.
Yeah.
You know?
We need burdens. I mean, we need to
We do.
work, folks.
Yeah,
Come
we
on.
We do.
We need challenge.
Yes. So yeah, making time for that, I think, is important. I know. Yeah, at certain stages of life, it's probably a little harder. Like now that my kids can kind of like they can literally feed themselves. Yeah, like if I want to hop in the car and go to Kentucky for a weekend, I hop in the car and go to Kentucky, hang out with a buddy for a weekend, go fishing. Not doing it all the time. I mean, like I get it. Some people, you know, like anything, it's like finding the balance.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what works for you, what's appropriate, what's wise.
Yeah.
Might not be the same for other people. You know?
What about, and I'm terrible at this, Chen and I are terrible at this. What about making time? People talk about dating your wife, making time for your wife.
Right.
What would you, I mean, were you good at that? I've never been good at that. I mean, nor has Chanda. We were busy people.
Well, right. Like I can definitely speak to, and and it's a difficult one. It's like, would I go back and change anything? Probably for the first 12 to 15 years of our marriage, like it was just go time. And it was hard to find maybe like, I don't know. I think we've always found time to like get face to face. Dating your wife, like that can kind of get into a thing of like, well, we need to be pursuing pleasure or fun. That's not a bad thing. I'm not knocking that. But like when people think about dating, it's like it's not a date unless it's fun. Or it's right. As opposed to like, let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
Let's sit on the porch. Let's have a cup of coffee. Like again, eye to eye.
Yeah.
Where there's actual, intimate contact, on an emotional, personal level.
There could be something negative about creating a bubble, like your only connection is a bubble outside of the family, right? That's not necessarily healthy. That the only time you connect is in this like bubble outside your family.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that. My thing is just about, like, if you're busy in an activity, if you're seeking fun, you're not seeking intimacy necessarily.
Yeah.
And that being said, like there is something useful about shared experiences. I mean, that's bonding. But again, I'm always going to go back to intentionality. It's like, what are we trying to accomplish here? And are we clear on that? And are we hitting it?
Yeah.
Is what it, there's certain conversations you probably can't have in front of your kids.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And on the other hand, there's a lot of conversations that probably should be had in front of the kids. So they can see
involve them.
Yeah. Or even if they're just witnesses. I run into this a lot of times working with couples where it's like, well, where did you learn how to do conflict? It's like, I never saw my parents argue. And it's like, okay, well, so then you don't really know how to deal with differences because no one showed you.
Right.
A lot of people have bad examples about how to deal with differences. Some people have no example.
I think I was watching a video where you and I were talking, and it was a profound thing you said, is that it's important to show kids how to argue well, right? Like we have lots of examples of how to, it's a terrible thing, but how to get, have conflict and resolve it.
Right. We're going to be different. We're going to figure this thing out as a team. And I don't know. I've part of conflict, fighting, arguing, right? Sometimes we get it wrong. So, like I've got, I've gotten several chances, over the past few years of modeling apologies. Like, how do we really make a good apology?
That's good.
Get really good at that.
That's good.
Yeah. Time with friends, time with spouse. I mean,
Did you ever have last one? Did you ever have difficulty spending time alone?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither.
I'm good being by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wired that way. So,
Okay.
and I have to make time for myself.
Okay.
That's again another like, I know myself. I know that, like, I need some downtime, quiet time,
Yeah.
away from people time, so that I can go people again.
Yeah.
And it again, it's like a moving target. I know that, maybe a couple times a year I need to go be in the woods by myself.
Mm-hmm.
That might be overnight, it might not be. That just seems to be a balm for my soul, and I don't need to explain it to I don't need to understand it beyond, like, it works.
Yeah.
And when I don't do that, I don't function at the highest capacity I possibly can.
Yeah. Is that something that you would explain to your younger self? Or, I mean, is that something that you had to, that you've realized later on, or just something has always been something you've been doing?
That would have been a good hint. Like, hey, put this in your bag of tricks. Be intentional and make space. Though I think, looking back, intuitively, I kind of knew that. Depending upon, I think, where I was at in life, I've always made time for it, but I don't think I took it serious. I would take it just a touch more seriously. In other words, like, be more intentional. There are probably a few periods of time where it's like, no, you just need to go be by yourself on purpose.
Yeah.
And
that's good. Well, what I think we've talked about is the idea of, I really like the idea of worrying less about what you're doing with your children and worry more about how they're feeling about it, the vibes, keeping it good instead of keeping it. And actually, this is a theme that we've come back to, is it doesn't have to be fun. There's a lot of good in engagement that is just spending time, and it doesn't really matter what you're doing as long as it's good.
Yeah.
It's not grumpy. It's not violent. It's not. And then also spending time showing them conflict, showing them ways, at times that the vibes may not be good, but how do we deal with those vibes? How do we deal with how do we deal with conflict? I like what you said. An example of a good apology, or just of apology. Do you have memories of your dad apologizing? I think that's something I'd go back to my younger self and say, it's like, show them how to apologize. Show them how to admit you're wrong.
Yeah. Modeling humility is probably, we can talk about humility, or we can just model it,
Yeah.
Yeah, we set the tone. I mean, I think the other thing, like, if I were, like, we set the tone. We set the tone for the whole house emotionally. If a man is off his rocker and not deeply centered, everyone else is off their rocker and not deeply centered. So, like, again, bringing it back in house, it's like, it doesn't have to be fun, but we control the vibe.
That's good.
And I think sometimes we think that, like, we're being manipulated by the outside, and it's like, oh, no. No, in this emotional system that is your tribe, like, you're the hub of the wheel. If you're off, they're off. And if they're trying to get off, you can't get off. You got to stay centered. If you're going to do it well, if you're going to do it wisely.
Did you ever, I'm trying to think for myself, was there anything practical, a trick or hack or anything that you could do or remember when things seemed chaotic to bring things back to sort of a stasis, calm, peace, or at least more organized vibes, emotional tenor of the house. Things are going crazy. Like, I do have to remind myself not to be manipulated by it, but what do I do to take control of it, to bring it, to manipulate it, or do we just ride the wave?
I don't know. I mean, I think again, like a lot of these circumstances are really situational.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be the peacemaker. You want to bring like this deep peace to a situation. I mean, obviously there are some situations where you just need to take charge and fix some stuff.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, what I've realized is like most of those situations are extremely rare, and like instinct tends to take over and probably goes okay. Where I have been emotionally overwhelmed and under resourced, it didn't go well. I don't necessarily have a hack other than breathe and be quiet.
Breathe and be quiet. I think that is the best hack.
Stillness, like practice inner stillness. Because if you wait long enough and really ride it out,
without escaping, right? Without going to
Natir. But maybe sometimes, and maybe sometimes you do need to walk away, and you come back. It's okay.
But I mean, I guess I have to be careful not to just zone out, escaping that. That's what I mean by escaping.
There's lots of ways to avoid the experience, shall we say.
Yeah. Be in it, but be present and be
quiet. Be present. Just kind of slow it down inside and really make some space to respond. That takes practice, and it's kind of a weird thing because it's like, we need to. Sometimes, the vibe outside of your body is creating a sense of urgency. When most of the time it's really not. It's not urgent.
It's not that urgent.
It's really not. In learning how to know the difference between like, oh no, we need to do something right now, versus like, I can sit with this for 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, 20, 30, 40 seconds. I'm not talking, that would be the thing. If I could whisper to myself, like, look, man, you just gotta ride this thing a few more seconds, just a little bit more. Or you're getting stronger. Oh, you're doing good. All right, you have 45 seconds. You didn't say anything stupid. Good job. All right, soften your face. Take a deep breath. What's really important right now? Like I don't know if there was like a little, I don't want to say angel on my shoulder, like a little emotion regulation coach, like.
Or maybe a little like somebody in your ear.
Yeah, like a little something in my ear. Like, okay, watch this. Okay, feel that. Yeah, just feel that. Don't do anything. Don't keep. You're doing good. Don't do. Just shh. Just bite the tongue.
Mostly shh. But I like the idea of soften your face.
Soften your face. Raise your eyebrows. Right. Raise your eyebrows. Maybe not scared, but like you're aware. Not scared, but aware. Like, okay, you're here. All right, man, you got this. Like nothing. Oh, they're not. Everyone's okay. Don't freak out, man.
Be aware of arousal regulation. What you said before.
Yeah. And
be aware of how aroused, like. Yeah.
Well, or even just imagine, like. I'm rolling the clock back. I'm just trying to think, like, man, you get home from work and you're hangry. I'm gonna throw in hangry. Like, if I could take myself to a class, it's like, when you get home, you need to shut up and go put some food in your mouth. Be quiet. Just hug everybody and kiss them and tell them how grateful you are to be home. And put some food in your mouth. Just don't complain. Don't criticize. Don't notice anything that feels out of place. Shut your mouth. Shut your pie hole. Be real quiet. If you're not saying something nice, don't say it. And I need to push it beyond nice. Like if you're not saying something truly loving and grateful, and appreciative, shut your pie hole. you're under resourced. Like if I could tell myself, like, look, man, you're gonna step into this situation that you weren't trained for, and you're under resourced, and you're gonna have to build some tolerance and stamina here, and that's where you are, and it's really important.
Yeah.
What you do and say next is really important, and you're setting the tone.
Yeah.
For the rest of the time you all have together.
It's funny too, because we come home thinking we're coming back to home base, but what we're really doing is getting off a train at a, maybe a familiar train stop, but they're doing their own thing. They've got things going on that you're stepping into.
Yeah, you're stepping into their world.
Yeah,
that they've spent all day working on.
Right. You don't get off a train, go into a train station, even if it is familiar, and start saying, "Hey, you need what's going on with you? How come?"
Yeah. Yeah. What's
It's good. Yeah.
Right.
I like that idea of like you're under resourced.
Right. You mean you want to get off the train and walk into a bar and be like, "Why'd you put that cup over there?"
Yeah.
You got to clean that up.
That's hard for a man though, because we come home and we think, oh, this is my home. This is my den. This is my den. This is my serve me.
Right.
This is my castle.
That's a bunch of a priori abstract storytelling that we've done to ourselves. Right. We didn't see it as it was.
So that would be a good thing to say to my younger self.
Right. Practice seeing things as they are, not how you wish they would be.
Right.
And start there. Right. Like you're under resourced. You probably have nothing useful to say right now other than I love you. It's good to be home. I didn't die today. And neither did you. And it's just so good to be in your presence.
Right.
No, we're not Mr. Rogers, but we were,
yeah.
That's who.
That's good.
I can go back and tell myself, it's like, look, just watch some Mr. Rogers more frequently. Give him some hiking boots and let him go fishing every once in a while. But that's the kind of masculinity you're actually kind of shooting for. You're not going to hit it, but shoot for it.
I can appreciate that. I got to chew on that, but yeah.
Something though.
Well, another good lunch break with Josh. Appreciate you, man.
You see, brother.
I think this is good. This is helpful for me, of course, as we said before. It's
kicking this stuff around.
It's not just for our younger selves, but ourselves today.
Right.
Well, thank you for those. Christian McNeil, my cousin. Thank you so much, buddy, for tuning in. Jeffrey Brown, a friend I've made recently. Good guy. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I hope you got something out of this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh, for joining me.
Thank you, Judah.
Got something out of this myself. I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds like a plan. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise.
Creek don't rise.